Well, both my opponents here stated that there are some various drawbacks to nuclear energy, including the safety and potential for catastrophe. One of these potential for catastrophe were mentioned was weather or freak weather patterns, such as hurricanes, earthquakes, or floodings. As a matter of fact, this has actually been considered by these nuclear power plants, and according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, risk of this meltdowns happening in current nuclear power plants in the United States is actually rather small due to a diverse number of barriers and safety measures, as well as the training and skills given to these reactor operators. These nuclear power plants are, not only are they guarded and restricted against outside people coming and interfering, but they also have been built to be able to withstand earthquakes. As a matter of fact, during Katrina in Louisiana, there was actually a nuclear power plant there as well called Waterford 3, and it managed. Katrina passed right over it, and it came out completely unharmed. It was one of the first in the area to help quickly aid in local relief efforts and providing power back to the power grid. That's in accordance to the NEI, or National Nuclear Energy Institute. Another detrimental effect that was mentioned by Caesar was acid rain, and as a matter of fact, what he said was that acid rain is increased due to toxic fumes that are produced by nuclear power plants, but however, the actually opposite is true. According to the Department of Energy's National Renewable Energy Laboratory and the EPA acid rain program, 21 states from 1990 and 1995 showed that had a 16.4% increase in nuclear generation, also avoided about approximately 480 tons of sulfur dioxide, which was one of the major contaminants of the rain. There was a program initiated to try to lower these emissions of sulfur dioxide, and this reduction was about 30% of their goal, and that's only in 5 years that they already achieved about a third of their goal. One of the major drawbacks mentioned was nuclear waste, and while currently this is a huge problem because of the current reactors being used, because a lot of new technology and even older technology that was not quite implemented solves these problems. There's 3 different types of reactors, one high temperature reactors, fast reactors, and molten salt reactors, all 3 of which vastly decrease the effect of of the nuclear waste. For example, first off, the reactors most commonly in use are light water reactors, and these reactors were first instituted back in the 60s, and they achieved their dominance not because they were proven to be the best technology available, however they were the first, and thus had the most momentum behind them when being implemented by the United States government. Also, a lot of people implementing them in the government back then also had strong ties to the industry, and thus people have criticized the implementation of these light water reactors. These alternative reactors, however, for example, the molten salt reactor, they minimize the risks of meltdown because the meltdown is almost impossible, as well as increasing the number of
I got to cut you off here because you're almost at 5 minutes here.